What's up, beautiful image bearers? Here's what I read today.
Chapter 2. On the third day there was a wedding at Cana in Galilee, and the mother of Jesus was there. Jesus also was invited to the wedding with his disciples. When the wine ran out, the mother of Jesus said to him, "They have no wine." And Jesus said to her, "Woman, what does this have to do with me? My hour has not yet come." His mother said to the servants, "Do whatever he tells you." Now there were 6 stone water jars there for the Jewish rites of purification, each holding 20 or 30 gallons. Jesus said to the servants, "Fill the jars with water." And they filled them up to the brim. And he said to them, "Now draw some out and take it to the master of the feast." So they took it. When the master of the feast tasted the water now become wine, and did not know where it came from, though the servants who had drawn the water knew, the master of the feast called the bridegroom and said to him, "Everyone serves the good wine first, and when people have drunk freely, then the poor wine. But you have kept the good wine until now." This, the first of his signs, Jesus did at Cana in Galilee, and manifested his glory, and his disciples believed in him. After this he went down to Capernaum with his mother and his brothers and his disciples, and they stayed there for a few days.
All right, so Jesus turns water into wine. Let's get into it. So Jesus is at a wedding feast, right? And yes, he was on mission, but he understood the mission was wherever he was, right? He understood that whether he was at a party or preaching in the streets, he was still Jesus at the end of the day. And Christians, we got to be thermostats, not thermometers, okay? We should change the temperature around us, not be changed by whatever situation that we're in. Also, the Christian life is not meant to be a boring and insufferable life. We got that thing twisted, okay? Christians can and do have fun, just not with things that lead to consequences. See my video from yesterday about why God's rules are for our benefit. Wherever you are, like wherever you're placed, you should be focused on being the light. That's what we're called to do. Not to necessarily go out of our way to condemn folks, but be the light in the darkness. The light doesn't announce itself. It just is what it is. So they run out of wine and Mary turns to Jesus. And Jesus is completely unbothered at the time, right? And Mary, she just trusts him instead of questioning him. She says, do whatever he tells you, right? She knew Jesus would do what is right and she submitted to his will. And likewise, we may not get the answer that we seek when we go to God, but we can trust he will always work things for our good. That's Romans 8:28, favorite scripture. So here's the thing people love to quote. Jesus turns water into wine. And one of the main things people love to use this for is when anytime there's any correction about why we as Christians should not be getting drunk, okay? Not drinking, but drunkenness, all right? Drinking in moderation is fine, but a lot of us don't do that, do we? But Jesus proves a point, right? What he offers is better than anything the world has. They said, hey, man, normally people serve the best stuff first and then the cheap stuff when everybody else is drunk because, I mean, we know this principle. I was drinking heavily. I would start out with the top shelf stuff, and by the end, I was drinking the cheapest stuff because it all tastes the same. He says, bro, you didn't say the best for last. See, Jesus is the best. And usually this is how we prioritize him. We treat him like he belongs in last place until it's too late and we've tried everything else. We try all of the other things and get intoxicated by the world and its ways, but Jesus offers the best of whatever we could ever hope for. If you've ever heard Chance the Rapper's version of How Great Is Our God, there's an excerpt that says God is better than the world's best thing, and it's so true. So I want to encourage you, don't save him for last after you've tried everything else. Turn to him today. He will satisfy your longing soul. God bless you, and I love you.